For the month of December, Popp and I talked about this, all of the exclusive content, with the exception of the outtake reels, so complete ride and roast episodes will be available to everybody, because that's just the spirit of giving, I guess. And especially if you're going to be trapped in your damn house again for 3 weeks of soft pause, we want to give you guys some entertainment to enjoy.
You're stuck in your house Santa jacking.
It's either this or it's OrnPay Hub. Either way, if you click up both tabs and leave them there at the same time, that's some really, really confusing emotions right there.
Yes. Buy How Not to Become a Millennial and learn how to succeed in life. Or not. End of commercial.
How Not to Become a Millennial is the perfect holiday gift for the whiny crybaby in your family. Links are in the description.
What's going on, you online fornification workers? This is Blake, and this is Popp.
Ah!
And this is Ride and Roast with two Richards in a car. And today, I gotta put the window up here.
Okay.
We got a Reddit thread that I stumbled across. Reddit. So after I read it, I realized I was on Reddit, so I decided I would read it to you. This is gonna piss you off.
Read it. Oh, yeah. I can already tell you right now. Reddit's got some annoying shit on there, so let me hear it.
My wife separated from me, realized she made a mistake, and now wants to come back. What do I do?
No!
No!
Don't do it, dude!
Abort mission! Jump out the back on 3 bells.
Yeah, it's over, man. The bird is on fire. You need to get out of there so you don't ride it all the way into the scene of the crash, man.
Once you're done taking a monumental, like Tex-Mex day after Cinco de Mayo shit, do you look in the toilet and then think to yourself, you know what would be great if I took all that and shoved it back in my ass?
Or you ate it. 3 girls in a
I want to
cup.
do it all again.
Oh my God.
That's
Okay.
a vile, disgusting mental image, and I apologize for putting it in your heads.
Yeah, you're really good at that, bro.
Well, like you said, I have to, some people have like a disgusting pervometer that goes to 10.
Uh-huh.
Mine goes to 11.
11.
And when I've been drinking a lot of tequila, 15.
15. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty bad. I start getting squirrely around 9.
You start getting squirrely.
I do. I don't have the equipment in my thinking meat anymore to protect myself from the horrible mental images.
So, where would you rank the chocolate milk drinking straw comment?
That's 10.5. That's it right there. And the thing that made it really bad is you just boom, and it just instantly went around all my barriers right into my thinking meat and just started flipping switches.
Sorry, bro.
It's all right. It's all right.
But, how many just comedy gold moments have come out of me trying to push you into that
Dozens.
bad place.
Dozens.
There's a method to my madness.
Oh my God.
My wife and I had been married for 6 years before she decided she wanted a different life than the one she had.
So he didn't even make it past the first review.
Yeah, she started to feel just the tingles and jingles of that 7-year itch, so she had to go and probably have Chad Tyrone and...
Yeah, mine was 6.5 years.
Gotta scratch it.
6.5 years before I found out my wife was being visited, allegedly, by the forest of cocks.
Well, she had to go and check out the fireman's hose. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
She wanted she needed somebody to put out that crotch fire that she had.
And
burning.
by the time I found out, how bad it was, there's just no coming back from that. There was absolutely zero chance of salvaging that whole, that burning dumpster fire of Keonta.
I wouldn't put up with it if it was even one.
Yeah.
To know that it was, basically a whole smattering of of law enforcement with nightsticks and hoses in tow.
Oh, no. Okay. That's just part of it. I mean, from what I found out.
To hear her say, "Oh, this is a big part."
Yeah, I mean, from what I found out, it was just horrific. I mean, I thought in the beginning it was just one guy. I'm like, hey, maybe we can go to counseling, we can work through this, blah blah blah, because I didn't want to like lose my kids, because I know how the whole thing worked.
Yeah, well, you only knew a little bit.
I only knew a little bit of how the whole thing worked. Yeah, you're right. And then
you knew enough that you didn't want to go on that ride.
No, I didn't want to go on that ride. But then once, being who I am, I just can't sit there and not know. So
you gotta take all the pain up front.
I took all the pain, put it in a bowl, and ate it all at once.
Yeah. You wanted to pay off the pain principal so you didn't have to worry about the interest compounding over years.
Yes, that's never a good thing. Just get it over with.
You could do a video on that. The pain principle.
The pain principle. That's actually a good idea, bro.
We had a life where she and I worked full-time. She was truly and deeply loved. We had savings and money for things such as holidays, shows, nights out, etc.
Gone! Gone! Gone forever.
All that.
Done.
Down the toilet. Actually, it's been slammed down her vagina by somebody else's cock.
All up in there. You're gonna have to dig it out with your fingers.
It's like a plunger for money. Your life, all that time, all that money, all of those feelings, gone.
Absolutely gone.
I was her first boyfriend in serious relationship, and we grew to deeply love each other.
That you knew of.
And see, now this is the big problem, is that you can already see that he is starting to romanticize the woman she was.
We need to put that as a classic mistake, because a lot of people I talk to, they do that. They romanticize it, and women it. Women actually do it worse, and that's one of the.
I think it just takes them longer.
Oh yeah, it does. But that's one of the main driving forces for the slingback effect.
Yeah.
7 years, 3 breakups, or a major change in circumstances, or a combination of all 3.
Where I think men and women differ on the breakup thing is that men will romanticize the woman who she used to be during the relationship.
Correct.
Women, they only start to romanticize the guy after the breakup, when there's been consequences and bad things have started to happen to them. Then they'll still go back and they'll start to romanticize the guy. Well, and even then, maybe they're not even romanticizing it. Maybe they're just realizing, he wasn't really a bad dude. I played up all this really tiny shit in my head and torpedoed my own life.
Yeah.
Wah. Happens all the time.
Yeah, I believe we covered that in the regret one we did too.
Absolutely. Just came out. If you haven't watched it yet, you're missing out.
You're missing out.
But you can see where this is going, because he's already romanticizing her.
I think we're going to go to the cuck carousel.
The cuck carousel.
Keep reading.
But 6 months ago, she told me she wanted a different life where she could explore herself, find herself, explore her sexuality.
Yeah, see, now, you don't need any of that other stuff.
No.
She just wants to explore her sexuality and date. That's it.
Yeah. Now, if you're married, you have your husband, you sit him down and hey, look, you're going to have to put this mugger mask on. I'm going to leave the front door open at 11 o'clock. I want you to kick the door down. Don't even say nothing. Just have your way with me. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Couples do it all the time to spice stuff up.
Very spicy. Let's bust out the whips and chains. Bring out the gimp. Well, the gimp's sleeping. Well, you're just going to have to go wake him up now, won't ya?
That's so disgusting. Sickening.
We went to counseling. In the end, she was adamant she needed to experience her life before she died.
All right, I'm going to amend your language for you, buddy.
In the end, she was adamant that she needed to experience a smorgasbord barbarian horde of cock before she died.
That is what's going on.
See, my marriage fell apart at 6.5 years.
Yeah?
So, this guy didn't make it out of the first review either. It's actually very, very common. Most divorces are done in 7 years or less.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they start to get that itch at around 6.5 years. By 7 years, they got to have Chad, Tyrone, or Miguel scratch
all three.
All 3 at the same time. That's gay sex with 2 witnesses.
Oh, God.
How would you even lock them all in at the
That's
same
gay
time?
sex
You know,
of the
I don't even want to picture that.
No, it's gay sex of the witness and a tag-out partner.
At that point, it's a coctopus.
Dude, that is good. Ooh, I like that.
We got to write that down when we
It's
get
a
back.
coctopus.
It's a coctopus.
Yeah. Well, we got it on camera, so you can write it down.
Oh, this is interesting.
So we separated. She moved in with her parents, and I moved back to in with mine.
So they went back to the original starting positions.
Yes.
All right.
So, my guess is they didn't have an actual house. Maybe they were working in
Well,
living
they
in
could
an
have.
apartment
It's just
together.
not mentioned here.
Yeah, we don't know.
But everything was sold off. That means
Yeah. And
all
now-
of that time, money, and all of those feelings gone.
Gone. And now her parents and her poor father are going to have a front row seat to the barbarian horde that's coming over the hill and into his daughter.
Correct.
And guess how much of that, the former son-in-law, who's, kind of a cuck, but, probably a nice dude. I guess how much of that he's going to hear about.
Probably none of it.
Unless he gets his father-in-law drunk during the game.
All I could say is, I hope to God my daughters don't do any of that shit, because I'll be very, very disappointed.
Yeah.
Very.
That's when, domestic violence isn't funny, but
Sometimes
sometimes it is.
Last week she messaged me and asked to speak. At the start of the separation we kept contact for about a week. But when she started talking about possibly dating... Oh, pardon me. At that point I asked her to stop contacting me since it became too hard.
You think that's hard? What do you see the first dude she brings home from the club?
She respected that until last week.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
I accepted and we had a phone call.
Yeah, we know
Big
what that
mistake.
Big
Big mistake.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh,
don't
here
have
we
any
go.
kids, right?
No kids.
Dude, cut away clean. Just cut away. Take the L.
Run.
Take the L. It's not. There's no shame in that. You're not gonna win them all. Sometimes you gotta break contact. You're gonna get hit in the face. You'll be bleeding, but you can live to fight another day.
Exactly.
She told me that she realized she made a huge mistake, and she never realized just how true and precious our love actually was.
Okay, that is chick speak for none of the bad boys that
Yep.
she allowed to bed her down over the last 6 months. All 28,000 of them.
Who know? It could be an
None of them
unknown
would commit.
number. She came to realize she was nothing but practice, a dartboard, and a piece of meat that with a hole in it.
Oh, exactly. Well, when you go out into the world with that mentality, well, I need to experience my sexuality and discover who I am. Oh, they're going to volunteer in droves to help you figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
But no one's going to write a check against it because you're temporary.
Yeah. Well,
Fail.
First of all, like if I'm dating a chick and she starts talking some smack like that, and I'll be like, oh, she just went from she went right to the practice line. She's
Yep.
in the third string.
She's third string. Yeah.
She's in the third string.
She's a bench warmer.
No, it's just a placeholder, tackling dummy. That's all it is.
Dummy.
That's it. Have a few beers, and red 52, red 52. Your house after 3. Go.
She's a fencing dummy. You just run her through, and then you move on to something better.
Yeah, you get to practice and perfect your game.
Yes, and make sure you wear your face mask.
She says that she truly regrets what she did,
Nope.
Now,
Don't do it.
and that it took us so long to realize that she was actually truly happy with me.
No.
no,
don't do
she
it,
just.
no.
This is the romanticizing thing. Like you romanticize it after it's gone.
See,
because those greener pastures, you discovered they were just all growing out of a big pile of manure.
All right, gentlemen. You have to realize this. The reason women do this is because we men let them get away with it.
Yep.
All right, if every man out there said, oh, okay, you want to do this? We're done.
Yep.
Don't ever call me again. Bye.
It's just like our last episode. You let a woman do this to you, and you take her back. If she didn't respect you enough to stay with you before,
She never will.
any respect that she had for you, any residual nuggets, gone.
Gone.
There is no coming back from this.
No.
She told me that she never knew she was happy because she hadn't experienced anything else.
So she's flat out admitting that she went out and banged a whole slew of dudes, and because they wouldn't commit to her, it just made her miserable. So now she's going to go back to her placeholder.
Yep. Go back to the guy who pays the bills, the placeholder guy. Dude, if you have any self-respect, you just take the L and move on.
Move on. There is nothing good can come from this.
Because she'll just do it again.
And keep in mind, she was gone 6 months.
Yeah.
How many STDs and abortions can a woman rack up in that amount of time?
I don't know, maybe enough for a football team?
Ugh. That's probably where she actually
Riggs!
Riggs! Asshole.
I asked her how she came to this realization. How she came to this realization. And she told me that she had a few dates and relationships, and she understood more about her own happiness and love because of that.
No.
Uh-huh.
No, she realized that just because men are willing to approach her for sex does not mean that they are willing to commit to her. That's what it is.
And after she's been approached enough times, no one will.
Because 6s and 7s get propositioned all the time.
Yep.
Because they seem like a sure thing.
Because
You
let's
know?
face it, they were.
But as a result, you wind up with these 6s and 7s having these overinflated egos because they do get approached so frequently. But they seem to miss the boat on the whole thing of like, we know just because men will bang you, that doesn't mean you're actually wife material. It doesn't
Nope.
mean you're actually worth it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like most Western women, once they once they fail the dick stacking test, they're not worth it anymore, man.
Ladies, if you want to avoid shit like this, stop mistaking drama for happiness.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. There's a reason why soap operas have existed since the goddamn radio was invented.
She asked if we could maybe talk about dating again together.
No!
No!
Run!
Dude.
I told her I need some time to think about it and haven't contacted her back yet despite her messaging me a few
You
times.
should have said no!
No!
N-O, no.
These past few months I haven't been dating. I have been alone. I have been heartbroken, an empty man. I felt like my heart had been ripped out of me by the one woman I trusted and loved beyond all else.
Because it was, number
'Cause it
one.
was.
Number two, all of that pain, all of that, negative feelings, use it for positive motivation. Improve yourself. Do shit for you.
6 months wallowing.
Yeah, it happens.
Really?
It happens.
I wallowed for about 6 hours.
Dude, I was...
When my horse chick
When I got divorced, I was
left.
wrecked for a long time. Wrecked.
I know you were wrecked, but how long was it before you got back on the horse?
I don't know. I don't even remember.
Me? Well, let's see. I found out that my horse chick ex, thankfully I never married her, had been banging her ex behind my back for like 9 months. All right. Then it all came to a head. No pun intended. I sulked about it after finding out for about 6 hours. I had a chick over and banged her that night. It was good times.
All right.
Well, I mean, I wasn't stupid enough to mistake it for a miracle cure,
Nah.
but it helped me feel better.
Yeah, I guess. But my situation, I lost my kids, made homeless. It was just.
I know. Well,
it was
this
not a
guy
good
is nothing
snare.
even approaching that. He moved back in with his parents. He's not fretting financially. He's just fretting about not having a chick around.
I hear you.
Really, when these dudes are put into this position, what they need to understand is if it's good enough for the geese, it's good enough for the gander. If she's leaving to go and bang a plethora of cock, go get yourself some pussy.
I would have to agree with my compatriot here on that one. That would probably be in this dude's best interest if he tasted of some different wares.
Had he taken all of that hurt and instead of sitting around and wallowing in his own filth for months on end, focused it into a sharpened dagger of anger
Yeah.
and not giving a fuck, because we all know that the most attractive thing to a woman is a man with options who just does not give a shit.
Damn or fuck.
Yeah. Had he racked up his own body count during that time, and she comes back,
He wouldn't even entertain it.
As soon as, and this is the really funny part, you know damn well that this is exactly what would happen. As soon as they got around to the subject, well, what have you been up to? Well, you know, I haven't really had any relationships or anything. But I go to the bar like once a week. I usually take a woman home with me, one night stand. There's a couple chicks I banged 3 or 4 times. What? How? What? Well, you were doing it.
See,
It's not the same.
Well, see, now, in the mindset I have now, I wouldn't even entertain that. I wouldn't even entertain it.
Well, the thing is, your mindset is about 2 decades removed from this dude's mindset. He's 32. At 32, you're still dick thinking.
I guess. So
Although apparently he must have low testosterone or something, because instead of going out and doing what he should have been doing, which is, hitting a couple of pieces of strange, because that's what she's doing.
What's the next
he decided to sulk for 6 months, and he left himself completely vulnerable.
Well, I mean, was he married to her?
Yes.
They're married for 6 years. Typically, it's going to take him 3 years to even break even.
So she struck while the iron was hot.
Yeah.
And coming back to him.
While he was romanticizing.
Ugh, such bad news.
I hate myself for so easily loving her again.
Oh, he's already done.
There we go.
He's already done.
He already pulled out the L word.
The moment she told me those things, I actually felt so happy and then disgusted in myself.
Good. Latch onto that feeling. It's the right thing to be feeling right now.
Yes.
She hurt me so much. How weak can I be?
Well, apparently you're about to become such a cuck. You're going to move a chair into the closet, take out a slat, because that's your life moving forward if you're not careful.
Just put on the dunce cap and face the corner.
No. You got to watch it go down.
Watch it go down. Because you know what's going to happen in another 6.5 years?
She'll do it again.
This chick is going to try to open up the kink door.
Yep. And then you might have kids.
Ugh.
What about we bring other people into the bedroom?
No.
Nah.
Well, we can bring one of my girlfriends in.
Okay. Just so you know, we bring a girl in this. We're not bringing a man into this.
Well,
No. Well, but no. I mean, no. It's not happening.
Not happening.
Rules for thee, not for me.
I don't know, man. It's first of all, we did that in the 3-way survival guide. We talked about this. This is not a wise thing to do in any way, shape, or form.
You open the door to gay sex with a witness. It is not a door that you can ever close.
Correct. You're going to have yourself a cocktopus before you know it.
Cocktopus.
but I know why she did what she did. We were young when we got together. She hadn't experienced life outside of us. She didn't know who she was, and it terrified her. I understand.
No, you don't.
This is justification 101 right there. He's justifying.
He's lost. He's already lost.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done. And he ends it with,
what should I do?
Leave. As fast go as far away as possible.
Pack up your toys and leave the playground. Because no one there is going to play fair with you ever again if you stay.
Nothing good can come from getting back with that chick. I mean, you'll have a few months where it seems like you just started dating again and it's going to be sex hand over fist, because all of that is designed specifically as a smoke screen to try to wipe your brain pan of everything she did while she was gone.
Correct. And then after a while, if he has even a drop of masculinity with him, he'll hate himself.
Yep.
And that never goes anywhere good.
And like I was saying, in another 6.5 years, she's going to get that itch again.
And he'll hate himself. There'll be kids involved.
Yep.
It's just infinitely way worse.
It's not going to go anywhere good.
Nope.
I mean, even get a few orgasms out of it, sure, good for you. But at the end of the day, once kids are involved, you go to get divorced again. It's not something that you can just move back in with mommy and daddy, liquidate your assets, and call it even.
Start over. No, you got kids now, and and then you're going to get screwed in court. It's just going to be ugly.
Quite ugly.
It's
fugly.
Beyond ugly.
Here, let me back up here. One guy, he basically just slams it home right here. Men, sadly, there is only one answer to this and one answer only. He needs to take her back. Now listen, though.
What?
Listen. The fact that he's even daring to ask this question, let alone have it in his mind to begin with, is a sign that he does not understand what we all know to be true. He must go through the difficulties we have seen in order to understand how this all works. For some men, they learn early. For others, they never learn. This guy seems like he might learn, but it will take him being gutted by this woman when he catches her cheating with her boss 3 or 5 or 10 years from now. Perhaps then he will wake up and make the hard changes necessary to become a full-fledged man. Hopefully he doesn't commit suicide or become a hateful person, because that's also a risk. Friendly reminder, the black
a hateful person like me?
You're not hateful, you just tell the truth.
No, I just tell the truth. Well,
Friendly-
everyone else says I'm hateful.
Yeah, that's people trying to deflect from you telling the truth. If it's
No, I get that all the time. Like, you just
hate women.
You just hate women.
Well,
like,
yeah.
No, I don't.
That's how, again, like we were just saying.
I hate my ex-wife.
Like we were saying earlier about how leftists like to construct an argument. They create a narrative around something that has nothing to do with the reality, so that when someone calls out the reality, they can just say, oh, you're a sexist, you're a misogynist, you're a woman hater, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
None of it has anything to do with the truth.
Nope.
And he lands the point right here. Friendly reminder, the black pill is just one stop on a journey, not the final destination.
The black pill. What is
Black
the black
pill.
pill anyway?
I don't know, it just got dark in
Is
here.
that where you just become like the nihilist guy?
Yeah, those are just the nihilists who think everything is over.
Yeah,
It's
what
all
are you gonna
over.
do? It's all over.
But for this dude, it might just be all over. It sounds to me like he's already made up his mind.
Yeah.
And he wants the pussy back.
I mean, I understand. Maybe the pussy was good. I gotcha. I do.
Maybe.
But, at some point, you need to set aside the emotions and replace it with reason and logic here.
Yep. This dude, if he decides to take this woman back, he needs to do a close personal inventory on this chick's friends. Because if you've been dating since high school, they are the only, it sounds like they're each other's one and only, or at least damn close.
One and only shot.
Okay, now he said that they've been together since high school, no other serious relationships, blah, blah, blah. If that is the case, that is usually the ideal situation for a marriage that usually lasts. Unless she hangs out with gold-digging, cock-guzzling harpies, and he actually allows her to go out on these girls' nights where she gets to see how exciting the single life is. And then all of her friends try to talk her into it. Oh, you never really got to experience that, did you? And they basically, they psychologically plant that seed in her head that sprouts into a gigantic slut tree. And this is what you get.
They plant the seed in her head, so all the dudes line up to dump their seed in her.
Yep.
God
And then
damn.
you either grow some warts or some kids.
Or both.
Or both. Ugh.
Ew.
Ew.
So nasty.
Honey, what's this on your vagina? Oh, I don't know. It must be an unspecified illness of unknown origin. 5
They need
minutes
to
later,
burn
she
that
goes to the
shit off.
bathroom. Riggs!
Riggs!
Or she'd be like all these, you gave me an STD, when really that means the guy that I'm cheating with gave me an STD.
I mean, you know
Oopsies.
what? By the time this woman find out that they have warts, chances are there's been 20 guys between, from the time that they see the warts to the time they were exposed to it. And they could have been exposed multiple times.
Yeah, maybe, who knows. And then she, at this point in the 6 months of her going around, she probably spread it. And spread it and spread it.
Spread and spread.
Spread and spread.
Yeah, spread and cubed.
I can't believe it's not tonsil butter.
Dude, that's messed up, man. That's some good shit right there.
Any last thoughts on this dude before we call it a day?
It's, I think he's gonna wind up being full cuck on this.
You think it's going to go another 6.5 years and then it's just going to...
No, I think I think it's gonna last maybe a year and a half before she starts doing the thing again.
Well, because he takes her back. Any respect that she had,
Well, she's
any
gonna
residual
think that
respect
she can
is
just
going to be
keep
gone.
doing. She can do the yo-yo thing.
Yeah. Oh, go away and I'll come back.
Yep.
Oh, he looks nice. Go away, come back.
Yep. They want somebody to pay the bills, be that rock of stability, while they go out and get hammered. Ladies' night out.
Get
I'll be
hammered in
back
more
the
ways than
morning.
one.
Yeah.
They get hammered at the bar and then they get jackhammered behind the bar.
And then they get hammered yet again at home.
Yeah.
At somebody else's home, not their home.
Yep. Using the other guy's sperm as lubricant.
So nasty.
Oh!
You went there, man.
I did.
You just went to 10. Ah.
You're so wet. Sure.
Damn, that's messed up, man.
Did you have a burger for lunch? Yes.
Oh,
Tastes funny.
tastes like
Maybe you had some asparagus. Oh!
it tastes like clam chowder.
Tastes like clam chowder.
Ah.
Tastes like defeat. The agony of defeat. we could go on for days, but we really should.
You should.
So I'm getting baked here, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
It's legal in Michigan, so don't judge me.